to this. So I would like to talk about some things about that my life in the UK. I live in the Redbridge Council, and I'm a volunteer for the Redbridge Council, and I joined some community cafes. So some people saw the video, are very interesting. They saw that I'm become famous because of your channel. You're famous, and I become famous because of you. So they would like to ask me to talk about some experience stay in the UK with a Muslim in Redbridge Council, Redbridge boroughs. A lot of the people come from Pakistan and Bangladesh. They stay in Redbridge boroughs. So we have the 3 community cafes over there. These are all free. That was sponsored by the charities. So we have the one is Locks Food Polyclinic every Sunday in the 11:30 to 3 p.m.
Fantastic.
Yes, the local people come in and have the free meals and free sweets, and we talk about the religions, talk about the friends, and make the artwork.
Nice.
And they have the game tables. The game tables make some play games, some things like that. And they also have the lawyers. Some lawyers come and answer the question. If you have some, these are all free. You don't pay for them.
What if I ask the lawyer what his purpose is?
Yes.
Will he give me the same answer as you?
So this is one, and the second one is Monday. Monday in 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They have the perfect mix. They invite some asylum seeker and refugee come to Locks Food Children's Center.
Right.
All the Muslim local peoples, they come and cook with the asylum seeker and refugee, and they eat together, cook together, eat together.
Fantastic.
This is good.
Very
and
good.
The third one is every Tuesday. They have in 10 a.m. to 12. 10 to 12 a.m. So that is Keynote Forest community cafes. So they want me to
promote this.
Promote this. And
you've done a good job. You've done a good job.
I want to tell the more Muslim people they are all free. So the people come to drop in and enjoy the food, enjoy coffee and the tea. Most of them is Muslim, so they want to get more people.
That's fantastic.
And you are there too?
Yeah.
You join as well with all the Muslims?
Yes. I'm a volunteer for that community cafe.
That's really good.
So you really like Muslims?
I was born in the Muslim cities.
Oh, really?
There are 1.5 million Muslims live in my city.
Where?
In China.
Gansu?
Gansu, You know that?
I just guessed.
So when because the more we become older, the more we start reflecting. When we're younger, our brain hasn't fully developed till the age of 25. We're very much into, running, enjoying ourselves and the likes. But when we start, settling down, we start taking life more seriously. So as we take life more seriously, what do you think, when you reflect on this now, what do you think your purpose is?
This is a tough question. Sometimes, we don't have too much things to think about. That is the whole purpose of the life. This is a philosophy. This is a tough question.
Like, for example, someone gives me something. First thing I will say is, why have you given me this? I'll ask for purpose. Oh, they give me an umbrella. If the umbrella doesn't work and it's raining, if there's holes in the umbrella, it doesn't fulfill its purpose, I throw it away. It's useless. So similarly, as a human being, we have a purpose here. We have a purpose, and if we don't think about the purpose, but we think about the thing, for example, they say our job is to use the phone, not to let the phone use us.
You're right. Yeah.
Sometimes the phone uses us. The money uses us. And the money will never stay with you. The money that's in your hand 1 week, the next week is gone somewhere else. When you die, game over, finished. No more Alan, no more Zishan. That's why, because it's one life. You know when they say, even in terms of watch as well, if there are 1,000 watches, is reasonable price. 500 watches, more expensive. There's only 500 of those watches in the world. If somebody says there are only 100 watches, then it becomes more special. Oh, only 100 watches. If somebody says only 10 watches, if somebody says only one watch, there's only one Allen.
Okay, you're right.
No more Allen. You look at your finger, only Allen has this fingerprint, this whole world. No one else has this fingerprint.
Yes, unique.
I went to the dentist as well. They said even the print of our teeth, only you have this unique print of the teeth when you use clay to get a mold out of it. Only you. You are special. You are not just like, have you heard of Stephen Hawking?
Oh yeah, I know that. Hawking. Yeah.
He
wrote
said
the book. It's very famous. Against
he's a wheelchair.
paradise.
Yeah.
Paradise.
My name, Stephen Hawking. Him, yeah. So he says, we are chemical scum. You know, scum? He said we are chemical scum on a typical planet, in a typical universe, in a typical planet, typical solar system, in a typical universe. We don't believe that. We believe we are special. Yeah? And because we are special as human beings, it is our duty to look after each other, like you're doing. When you're talking about the Red Bridge Council, you're looking after people. Yeah.
Why do you do that?
But you're doing it. That's a good question. Why?
Yeah, I tell the we make the interview 3 weeks before, right? And some people say, even some people stay in Pakistan, they see our videos. I send back to my colleagues.
Yes.
So they said, oh, you do the very good work. So could you do the promotions to our community coffees? That's totally free for the charity.
Yeah.
So I come back.
Why do you do it free? Why do you do that, brother?
You say, why you help people?
Volunteer, right?
Yeah, I'm a volunteer, so I would like, I come to the UK. I guess a lot of the help by the local peoples. They help me do the, arrange the accommodations. They help me for the.
Can I just clip this on you? Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Get familiar with the local information, and so I would like to repay for them. They are very good people. They help me a lot, so I help the local people a lot.
Yeah, but you don't help the same people that helped you, right? You're helping other people.
Yes.
Some people helped you, and now you're helping other people. So the people that help you, why did they help you? Now you're helping someone else, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel? Why do you feel this need to do it? You could just stay at home, just whatever, and live your life comfortably.
You should have some work to do, And if some people help you, you repay them. You help them. Yes, you can repay them, and to help other people is as well is a repay. Yeah.
So now here's the thing, Alan.
Yeah.
If we all want money, yeah. If I say, give me your right hand, give me the hand, you say no. I say, 1,000 pounds I give you for your right hand. Will you give me?
No.
10,000. 100,000. Driving a hard bargain.
Keep going.
Driving a hard bargain.
No.
1 million.
No. Why? I can earn 1 million by myself. I don't sell my hand.
Okay, 10 million. You can't earn 10 million. Would you give me for your hand 10 million? No. But Alan, your one hand you value more than 10 million.
Yeah.
Your eye, more than 100 million.
Yes, you're
Your
right.
brain,
You're right.
1 billion.
Yeah.
We are walking trillionaires. Who gave us all this? Where did it come from? Where do you think this came from?
It's come from, we talk about the guard.
Where do you think?
I'm good.
No, where do you think it came from? If whatever you believe, you give me your honest opinion, and then we will have a discussion. But be honest though, depending on your understanding and your current research. So as a human being, do you believe your body came from nothing? Do you believe it came by itself? Or do you believe someone created you? Or the world? These are the three options.
The parents gave you the body.
From your parents, then that, then you keep going back, then the first human being. Where did we come from? Who designed us? The design. Do you believe it came by itself? Or we designed ourselves? Or someone designed us?
Maybe someone designed.
It's logical, isn't it? Yeah. And this someone who designed us, will this someone who designed us be weak? Will be not very intelligent? Or will die very quickly? Or it has to be someone that is intelligent, that is strong, that is very big. Which one makes more sense?
You're right. Maybe some people are very big,
Yeah.
like the God.
Yes, like God. So, do you believe that it makes sense that there is a God as opposed to nothing? If you do, you can give me what you're thinking. Because I want you to really think about this today. But we can only do this if you're really honest.
You know, I don't have the religious, and I read some books like the Christian, the Bible, and I also read some about the Quran. So, to be honestly, this book is very profound. I tell you some information about how the God creates the world. This story very simple. So some things is cannot persuade me until now. So I would like to. Yes, I think about that. So why the people was create the world create? They have the regulations. They have the rule.
Yeah.
Is who make the rule?
That's it.
Yes, how these words operate. They operate very accurately. Yes, according some rules, according some laws. It's very typical. Who make
brother.
this one?
If you allow me, brother.
Yeah.
So what you said just now about we have to help people, right? I asked you why, but why? But you said because people help me, so we have to help them. We also have to help people. This is a feeling that you have, right? This is a feeling you have inside you.
You help the people sometimes because you want to help the people. The people will need help, and sometimes because you get the certification, you get the achievement when you help the people.
Right. So you're doing it because of something inside you.
Yes.
This feeling inside you is telling you, I have to help them, and when you help them, you feel good.
Yes.
Where is this feeling coming from? Have you ever thought about that? Why is the feeling not the opposite that you feel? I don't care.
The feeling come from your heart. I think that is come from your personality. You like to do the. Some people, they want to help them because they get the help. Yeah, and they feeling the help is very valuable, and they want to do this valuable things to help other people. That's the sometimes
So don't you think it's amazing that you feel this compulsion to help others? That you feel this necessity, that you have to help other people, and when you help them, you feel good about it.
Yes.
Don't you think that is something noteworthy, that is something amazing? It's not because you are rationalizing it, it just comes to you naturally, doesn't it?
You're right. Some things, when you see some people are vulnerable, they have some problem.
Right.
Yeah, from the personal individual, the personality, you try to help them. Yeah.
So have you thought where this feeling is coming from? That is my
From
question.
your heart.
Who put it there? Who put this feeling in you? Who put this in your heart? What is your heart? You mean my physical heart? Boom, 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 boom. Or you mean the soul, something metaphysical? Yeah. So you believe in something metaphysical?
Oh yeah, I believe souls. I believe souls.
Soul is something you cannot touch, you cannot see. It is something. It is something metaphysical. Yeah. You believe in that, right? Yeah, you believe in the nature of it. And where do you think this metaphysical part of us is coming from? What is the nature of it? How come there is this metaphysical part, and we have physical part, and we have this metaphysical part? Have you thought about trying to...
Tough questions. That is
no, it's just
a lot of the people cannot answer this question.
Sure.
You know.
Have you thought about the nature of it?
We talk about the origin of the world. What's the origin of the words? Where is the words coming from? Last we talk about why the words exist, why we are created, or how these words operate, and how the rules was created, why these words operate so accurately. That's very profound question come from the philosophy. You know, yes, philosophy connect with the religions.
Of course, they're difficult questions. So, but the thing is, like you said, they're difficult questions, but people have had different answers for these questions. For sure, they're tough to answer, but people have had different answers. So that's why like brother is asking you, I'm also trying to ask you, have you thought about it, and yet have you tried to find the answers to those questions? And do you have any that you believe in or not at the moment?
When I was in middle school, I read some philosophy and try to find the answer for these questions. I find this very tough.
But here's the thing. When it comes to, for example, science, and people ask, oh, water is falling from the sky. How is this? Then what you do is you form a hypothesis. So it could be because of this, could be because of that, could be because of this. Hypothesis is just your idea. Then what you do is you do an experiment to see which one works, which one makes the most sense. So we are inferring, we are experimenting, we are inferring, and then we are seeing what makes the most sense. That's why I asked you as well. I said, when you look at such design, the design of the leaves, even if you look at the lines, this is an objective design. Or for example, they call it the Fibonacci numbers, the golden ratio. This is like natural beauty. You'll find in leaves, you'll find in stems, you'll see even in our face, in butterflies, symmetry, design. So the thing is, when you look at all of this, then as a human being, you ask yourself, what are the options? Maybe the world created itself. That's one option. Maybe it came by chance. Or maybe someone created it. So that's why I'm saying you infer. You're like, okay, here are the options. What makes the most sense? For example, no one was there at the Big Bang. Big Bang. But scientists say we have redshift. Scientists say we have background radiation. Scientists say we have this and that. They say, okay, so the inference to the best explanation or the most logical answer to us is there was a Big Bang. No one saw it. No one was there. It's the same with many other things. For example, even Africa and South America. They say it was, once upon a time, it was one.
Yes, we saw this, the shape,
matches, right?
The shape of the continents.
They match together.
They match together. Sometimes,
But do you see?
I saw that.
So that's inference. That's inference. You're saying, let's look at that. No one was there, but they are using common sense and saying different shape. They must fit in like a little baby. You give them a square and you have a little toy, and they have to figure out which hole the square goes in. The child figures out, the baby figures out, oh, because this has 4 vertices, then the shape that it should go into also has 4 vertices. This is a square, this is a cube. So like this, that's why I initially asked you that when you see such immense design, if for example I showed you a portrait painting, you will say to me, very nice painting. Very nice. I'm sure you've been to Trafalgar Square and you've went to the museum and you've seen and admired the art there. I haven't seen one person that's gone into a museum and gone, wow, this came by chance, by itself, over millions of years. Have you people just look at that person and go, how? He's clearly this design here. Design means designer. So that's why when we look at ourselves, we say we have arms, we have opposable thumb. Cats don't have an opposable thumb. They can't open doorknobs. Our heart, we were talking about the heart, it beats. Like you're from China. You have Japan there as well. You've got certain things that China are very good at making. Certain things Japan are very good at making. Certain things Germans are very good at making. BMW, Mercedes, etc. But there is no car that somebody will say will be there for 70 years and no one expects it to break down. But the human heart beats 100,000 times a day. We don't expect it to stop. And I can tell you for a fact your heart didn't stop. Because if you stop,
I die.
you die. No more Alan. Yeah. So Allah protect you, and hopefully you have a long and productive life. But the thing is that this is something we don't expect to stop. This is design. This is a creation. That when Nike is copying mountain goats just so they can make hiking shoes, that shows that this is the actual design. We are the actual design. When you look at our fingers, you look at how we grip things. Even the small toe of our feet, if that breaks, we start hobbling. We don't walk properly. The fact that we are able to see colors, shades, gradients, just fantastic environment around us, whether it's a mandarin duck, whether it's a giraffe, whether it's an elephant, whether it's the bioluminescence of fish. Alan, my question to you is, when you see all of this, what makes the most sense to you? And you said to me,
sometimes the more knowledge you have, the more deep you study, the more experience you have, you will find,
and the more you ponder as well, isn't it?
The more frustrated you have, you experience, you will find that some people take control of their life. Yes, maybe 20 years later, I will believe the God will exist. But now I want to do but more and more you will feeling.
Oh yeah.
Some people take control of your life, creates your fate, and you are along like drama. They have the play. They're already writing the manuscript, and you play your roles. You just do your job.
That's it.
And maybe your output, your final output or results already designed, like you said.
Let's just say someone is writing your story.
Yeah, writing your story.
Someone is writing your story. You are living life and you're doing wonderful things like helping the people at Red Bridge. But imagine if someone stops and goes, there is no writer to this story.
Yeah. Something,
Think about this. Think about this. Though. Imagine if, as an actor, you turn around and say there is no writer. Then the director will say, whoa. The writer will go, huh? The producer will say, we're spending all of this money. We're making the sets for this guy. We're giving him the dialogues and all of this. And he turns around and says, I don't want to think about this. You see, when you see something, you think of the purpose of everything that you see. But you know what, Alan? People don't want you to think. Shall I tell you why? If you start thinking too much, Netflix loses money. Because you're going to watch Netflix less and less and less and less. Sports shows, they will lose money because Alan is not watching the sports shows. Then all of these shops that want to give you the watches and the suits and everything, they're making less and less and less. Because Alan is not interested in buying. Alan doesn't just want to be entertained. Alan doesn't just want to do sports. Alan is interested in where he is going. That's why if you are waiting for the right time that you're going to think about this, the time will never come. because more and more money is going to Netflix. Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson. Yesterday, Fury was fighting Usyk. Boxing match happening there, then this happening there, and cricket happening, football. They're going to become more and more exciting and more wonderful. But the thing is, when you die, Netflix carries on. Music carries on. The money goes from you to me, from me to him, from me to him. Life carries on. But you are now moving on. So those questions, that's when they really matter.
You know, your life, like the story, or your life, like the process of the learning. When you're born, your newborn baby, the children, you know nothing. You learn more and more and more and more. Maybe the final result, you get the connection with your God. On the process, sometimes you just learning.
Let me give you an example. Some people make God out to be like the final boss in a game. That you have to play all of these levels and then he comes right at the end.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. God comes at the beginning. God comes at the beginning and he helps you through the whole game. God is there to help us. He's not some wonder that that nobody understands, and it's common sense. That when we look at ourselves, they say, and research this when you go home. Justin Barrett, Oxford University, he did 20 studies. He looked at 20 countries and he looked at 40 studies over 3 years, and he concluded from the get-go, from when we're young, we believe in God. Olivera Petrovich says children are 7 times more likely to believe in God. Why? Because a child doesn't go to university, high levels, doesn't go to work, doesn't have responsibilities, doesn't have to, go to meetings and stuff. Occasionally may go to preschool, do a few paintings, drink milk and come home. That's the most a child will do. That's why they say a child will see a big person, say you're fat. Say a skinny person, you're skinny. And grandma doesn't give him toffee, says I don't like you. Children are very direct, they're very logical, they're very to the point. Why is this there? Why is that happening? It's to the point. Human beings, we become too philosophical. Philosophy, I've studied philosophy. Some questions in philosophy are useless. They're not going to help us in life. But knowing God will help us. Because if you believe in God, that means you have right and wrong. Science can't prove to you what's right and wrong. Science can't prove to you that eating somebody is disgusting. It can't prove that to you. Science can't prove to you that poking someone is bad. Just this. It can't prove it to me. It's no, but hey, harm and this, you're harming him, but he's smiling. It's confusing. Do you see?
Sometimes you're right. When the people was born, they have the very closely connect with the natural source. The nature maybe they connect with the God. But once after born, they forgot some things. Most of the people forgot a lot of things, like the swimming. If you put the newborn baby into the waters, he can swim very good because he was born from the water.
Yes.
So a lot of people, after several years later, they forgot how to swim. So he was learning another ways.
But it's funny you mentioned that because Allah said the same thing in the Quran. Allah said that He created us as Muslims. So when we're young, we're born as Muslims, but it is our parents that turn us into Christians, Jews, and this and that. So it reflected the same point that you said.
Yes. They regain something, regain the skill. Whole life from the children, they was born with natural souls, gets all the things in the souls, but they forgot. And then the whole life was a process to the learning and the regain the skill, the knowledge, and the end of the life, they get the whole natural soul again.
Yes.
Like the beginning of your life. So this is a circle.
But
Like
we
a
also
circle.
believe that with God, like I mentioned, that just like you're born with the innate ability to swim, to
Yeah.
walk, to communicate,
Yeah.
but as we know from studies as well, you're also born with an innate disposition to believe in God as well.
Yeah. No,
But then we lose it.
Yeah, we lose it.
Why?
And
Because
we
exams,
gain. Yeah.
exams, money, people, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever it is. Yeah, all of this
Desire.
stuff.
Your desire.
Yeah, desires, it distracts us. And then we realize, oh, the girlfriend or the boyfriend today with me, tomorrow with somebody else.
Yeah,
Money
doesn't
today with me, tomorrow with someone else. Yeah, it's the same.
Yes, not stay for long time.
And Alan, what I would like to tell you is, you said, life is a learning process, right? We're always learning, we're growing, and so on and so forth. But a lot of it is up to us, because, for example, myself, if I want to learn Chinese, for example, maybe I start studying it very, very hard, right? And maybe in 1 year, do you think I can speak Chinese maybe in 1 year if I study every day? Do you think I could speak Chinese?
A little.
A little?
That's just no problem.
Mandarin?
Yeah,
Mandarin.
Mandarin. Good.
Yeah. So if I decide to do that, right, and in 1 year I can speak some Chinese, right, I can also decide if I want to know God. I can also decide if I want to learn about God. It's my decision. It's my decision. I don't have to leave this for later or whatever. If I really want to know about God, I can decide it right now, and I can look for the answers. Try to find out more about God. A lot of it is up to us. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So like we've had in this discussion, and like you've said as well, the answer that makes the most sense to you about how everything got here is God.
Yeah. This is very tough questions, and why learning the philosophy was very early stage in middle school and the beginning of the colleges. So there's this question I asked me many times for the question you asked me. Where is we come from? Where we come from? Why we create?
Yeah.
This is the most deepest question in the philosophy.
Is it though?
Did you ever find an answer for it? Have you ever found any answer for it?
Maybe you spend the whole life to find the answer. Maybe at the end of your life, you can find the right answer.
I would say that answer is the easiest answer based on everything else. I'll tell you why. Do you believe that the world outside you exists? Do you believe all this exists? Yeah?
It's not a trick question.
Okay. It is a trick question actually.
It's a trick question.
Actually it is. So he's on the money then.
If you believe that
You know why? Because science can't prove that the external world exists. Science can't prove it. But we go about our life. No one goes about saying, you know what? Flipping none of this exists, mate.
But it's maybe not exist. It's the immigration.
Imagination?
Imagination of our
But Alan,
brains.
that could possibly, but what I'm saying is that we've convinced ourselves that the external world exists. We've convinced ourselves, for example, did you ever do a DNA test with your mum? To confirm that she's your mom.
I don't do that.
You didn't do that.
Obviously, I look like my mom.
All right.
Sometimes we see somebody. Sometimes I've seen somebody walking, and I'm like, oh, what's mom doing here? But that's another random auntie, and I'm thinking, wow, like people, they do look similar. But why is it that you would never see somebody on Oxford Street and go, Mama, Mom? But she looks like you. You said maybe she's your real mom. But the thing is, you are using common sense. You're using logic. You're saying, why would she lie to me and stay with me her whole life? She looks similar to me. She has pictures. But anyone can do this. Anyone can lie. So many people, they're adopted and they find out after 20, 25 years, they're like, but they were lied to. Not in a malicious way, but you never checked if your mom is your mom. You believe that the external world is real, even though they technically don't have solid answers. But when it comes to God, who obviously we didn't come by ourselves, who obviously has to be the creator, because that's the only thing that makes the most sense. Any other argument leads to contradictions. leads to absurdities. Anything other than God. People say, oh, maybe God doesn't exist. But you know what certainly doesn't exist? Nothing. Nothing definitely doesn't exist. So when they believe we came from nothing, and when you die you go into nothing, does that mean you go into your creator? So even atheists have a lot to answer for. So God makes the most sense. When we see any design, you see a pottery on the floor, you see a little toy car, you see a remote control, you see a tree, you never go, oh wow, it came by itself over billions of years. You never say that. Even a child will say, yeah, obviously everything has a creator, I have a creator. But yet, we have been told through philosophy, oh, this very deep question. But it's the most simplest question, because we have to have God. We have to believe in a God to live our life. We were talking about even fine-tuning. The sun and the earth have to be within 2%. Otherwise, too close, we burn. Too far, we freeze. It's so finely tuned. Accuracy, the design. So it makes sense that the creator is intelligent, that the creator is strong. He has will. Yeah, he has immeasurable power. All of this stuff is common sense logic. If you want to quote philosophers has no issue believing this. Thomas Aquinas, Ghazali, Ibn Sina, they were philosophers. They accepted this. Yeah, even Einstein said the most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. So the question that the brother was asking, why does it all make sense? Why is it that you cross the road and suddenly you don't just end up in the Sahara Desert? Why is it that there's consistency? So when you, like the Quran says, you have the Quran, and Allah will tell you in the Quran again and again and again, ponder, reflect, because it is only when you ponder and you reflect do you realize there is no way that this is a difficult question, that I came by chance and I'm just going to disappear. Something like me, handsome individual, fit individual, you, mashallah, your stomach is in, I've got a bit of, the one pack,
Fit,
yeah, so you do swimming, you do this effort, you work on your body, yeah, you spiritually, maybe you ponder sometimes, like a bit of meditation here and there, but also you have to look after and you have to work on your soul and your spirit as well. And you have to work on this. Yeah, you
believe you have a soul, brother. You believe in it, right?
Yes.
So you're doing a lot of exercise, you want to stay fit, right? You're doing all this good work. It's very important for you, right? Doing all this volunteer work, right? You're doing it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so many days.
Oh, yeah, I just introduced
You're doing it every day. You're doing it all of these days. It's very important for you. So
promotion.
Yeah.
So I also ask myself many times, what is the meaning of this life? And like you said, it was difficult to find an answer. But what if I told you that I found an answer in the Quran that is directly related to what you do? Would that be interesting for you? Would that make you ponder, as the brother said? Would that make you think about it? Yes? Can I share it with you? In the Quran, brother, if you would be kind enough to recite the beginning of Surah Mulk.
Quran. Yeah, I know that you have very good memory. You can remember whole Qurans.
I'll just read the first one.
And you can remember in the Arabics. That's very surprised me. A lot of people
the brother
Muslim,
can be better reciter than me. So
Arabics, but they can remember whole Quran in Arabics. And it's very surprised me. And,
even Chinese people. Even Chinese?
No, I don't know.
No, Chinese Muslims. They don't speak Arabic.
Yeah.
They can
my
recite
classmates and my friends is Muslim.
Yeah,
they never talk about that. There was they're forbidden to talk about that.
But
they know it. They know Arabic. They can recite.
He's saying their
Arabic.
memorization is also good as well.
also memorize.
They have memorized the Quran as well.
Oh.
Yeah, every Muslim has to memorize parts of the Quran because they use it in prayer. Look, he's over there. He's praying. You see? Look at that. He's putting his head on the ground in front of God. Only God. There's no imam there. And he's not wearing special robes, having this lantern and putting incense in there and chanting and having gold and this. Look, he's in a t-shirt. Just a regular guy. Just praying. Simple. Islam is simple.
Very loyalty. Yeah.
And even when we're talking about sayings, we can tell you what the Prophet said, the translation. We can tell you who we heard it from, who he heard it from, who he heard it from, who he heard it from. Everybody in the chain. We can tell you from memory the 20 ancestors of the Prophet.
How can you do that?
Yeah.
Remember all
Yeah, we
the
can
books.
tell you. There are 20 ancestors. The Prophet's father, his father, his father, his father. We can tell you all 20 of them. Do you believe me? You believe me, yeah?
So you asked, how can we do it? Do you think it's because we are amazing, or do you think it's because God is amazing? What makes more sense? Do you think we are amazing? We are just guys.
It's like Habib said.
We are just guys. We are just normal guys. We also make mistakes, you know?
Because if something is man-made, Alan, there will be a lot of discrepancies and inaccuracies in it.
Yeah.
If something comes from God, it makes sense. It's easier. That's why I tell you, every other family in the Muslim kingdom has memorized the full Quran,
From the children.
beginning to end.
Oh, especially the
Yeah.
children.
Very-
Children as young as 6 memorize the Quran.
6.
There's a 6-year-old girl in Palestine memorized the full Quran.
Amazing.
Children as young as 10, 12, even people as old as 50, 60. The Quran.
I saw some videos, you know, they are pride. They speak Arabics very quickly. It's nothing read. Just telling, just talking. Yeah.
It's like he told me to recite
Yeah, so
that.
brother, like I was telling you, I also, when I was a teenager, I studied many religions, and then I think, why are we born and why do we die? I asked my mother, what happens when we die? She said, nothing, just black. I said, how can it be? It's horrible. It's a horrible answer. So I try to look for the answer. Why are we born and why do we die? Just die for blackness, nothingness? It's awful. That is an awful answer. An awful way to think about what life is. But when I read the Quran in Surah Al-Mulk, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
You will
says,
recite it,
no
inshallah.
brother.
You will recite it, inshallah. No, inshallah, inshallah. I want to hear.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Even that.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك هو الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Okay, maybe that was not perfect, but
It's very good, mashallah.
Yes, it's part of the Quran.
Yes.
so here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I have created the life and the death as a test. And what kind of test? As a test to see who is the best one in their deeds, who is the best one in their actions. So who is doing the best actions? This is the test of life and death. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why God has created life and death. And this is what you are doing, Alan. You are trying to help people, right? Because you feel something that you need to help people. And the Quran is telling you this. This is the reason why God created you. To try and be the best, to try and be better. Do things that are helping others. Do things that are useful. Do things that are productive. For you, for your family, for your friends, for the community, and so on.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you agree with that?
It's good.
So I want you to think about it.
Yeah, thinking. Very
And the
good.
thing, Alan, is you might think you already have this, like you're already helping people. But Islam gives you a different dimension. It came to preserve different facets. For example, life. Yeah, Islam came to preserve life. You can't kill people. There are certain laws when it comes to warfare. Certain people, when you look in history, when they would colonize people, they would pillage. They would, rape the men, women, children. Like today, very bad. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, do not kill women and children. Yeah, don't kill women and children. You notice even when Muslims went to other lands, they didn't take things from their lands. They left things there. They let them prosper and grow.
When you talk about killing the women and children, I see think about that is the Palestine and Israel war.
Yes.
You know. So I have the very, very weird situation over there. Why the Egypt and the Jordan opened the border and let those people come in and save the people, save the life. I think that's always the Muslim countries. They should save the people.
But think about this, Alan. If I come to your house, I take your house, and you are weak, I beat you up, I hurt you, I hurt your kids, I hurt your mother, I hurt everybody there. And then somebody comes and says, Alan, why do you not go to your neighbor's house?
Yeah, run away.
Why does your neighbor not call you in?
Just run away, just run away.
What would you say? You say, this is my house. Why should I go? Why should you allow this person to take over my house? If I go, they will take my house. That's why it's the Palestinians' house. Just like you would never leave your house. You build your house. It's your house. You looked after it. You have family in there. Why should you leave?
But the people was killed.
There were people killed. 9/11 people were killed, Did America leave? Did America move to Israel? No one from America left. Everybody was still there. Ireland. When the British went there, Northern Ireland was actually the colonized part. We say UK. Irish don't like it when we say UK because it includes Northern Ireland, and they say no, that's occupied land. They prefer Britain. They say call it Britain. Don't include Northern Ireland. We want Ireland. Britain went in there. The Irish people fought. Britain also in China. Opium wars. Oh yes, the British made it to China as well. They did, and they were feeding you guys opium, getting you guys addicted to opium, and the Chinese people are fighting. So, but why didn't the Chinese people leave? No, this is our land. We will stay here. You bring opium, you take opium. This is our land. It's like Braveheart. One of these guys said, "This is our land." And this is everybody thinks like this. Why should I go? This is my place. So I was saying, I'm conscious, you have to go as well. Islam came to preserve life.
Yes.
Giving rules for warfare. Warfare will happen, but Islam gives rules and regulations. Islam came to preserve intellect. How? By saying alcohol, forbidden. No alcohol, no drugs. Anything that affects the mind, big problem. It came to preserve wealth. That's why interest is forbidden. Because interest, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Islam came to preserve the family. That you have the woman, she has her responsibility. You have the man, he has his responsibility. The man is the man and the woman is the woman. Today the woman is the man and the man is the pogo stick and the pogo stick is the raccoon. Because, and this is what we're saying, Alan, Islam will give you guidance. It will help you become a better person than you already are. So not only life, intellect, wealth, family, Islam has so much to offer. When you're alone, you're by yourself, Islam will give you the best case to continue living. Well, that's why you see so much suicide taking place, because people think, what is this? Nothing. God is too complicated. Oh, it's too philosophical. Oh, might as well. It's too much pain. Pain I feel now. God, who knows when I'll get God? 30, 40 years. I might as well top myself. And you know what Switzerland says? Switzerland doesn't say, Alan, don't do this. Please, Alan, you're a good guy. Switzerland says, no problem. We will make suicide capsules for you. So there's a place you can go. They will open the door. You pay them £200. You go inside the suicide capsule and you die. Bye-bye. This is what's happening in these countries. Yeah, they give you these things. Drugs, people are like, oh, too stressful, mate. Oh, no problem. Drugs are legal now. Have drugs. Alcohol, oh, have alcohol. But only have after you're 18. And don't drive. If you're walking, you have it. If you're with your mom, your dad, your wife, whatever, you have it as much as you want. But don't drive, because you affect somebody else. You want to ruin your life, you ruin your life. Islam says no. Protect your life as well. Look after yourself as well. Look after your parents as well. So Alan, I've given you some things to think about. Islam has so much to offer you. You've come to another country. I want you to reflect, and I want you to come to this decision yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very
Think
much.
about this.
Think about
Thank
it,
you.
Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, good catch.
And Alan, you're doing so many good things, you know? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Alan, you're doing so many good things, you know?
Thank you very much.
And you're doing it, you know, because it makes you feel good, you want to help people and so on.
Yeah.
But when you do it for the sake of God, God will reward you. Not only this